All right, so change my mic. Now let's just listen to it on YouTube for a second. Lulu. That's such a shame. No one heard me for the first 3 minutes. Whatever. Hey, so it's a few things to do today. I'm making a flyer for this event that I'm doing. It's a really simple thing, and then um, actually no, that's done. I need to make a talk, but I also for the not for the flyer, but same reason I made the flyer. Um, I wanted to talk about actually one podcast that I listened to, and then maybe I'm just like kind of relating it to the topic. So um, it's a 3 hour podcast. I did not watch the whole thing yet. I actually didn't even watch the first 10 minutes, or listen to the first 10 minutes. When I work, I try to listen to podcasts, but I just can't listen to words while I'm writing words. And just what's really kind of um, what's really just kind of anyway, what was interesting about so far the title, and they're just like introducing themselves, but it's two pretty famous people. It's Andrew Huberman and Healthy Gamer GG, also known as Dr. K. Anyway, they have a conversation. Or they're having a conversation, at least where I'm at in the video, and it's about unlearning negative thoughts and behaviors patterns. So it's a very interesting watch so far. Just can't work while I'm listening to it, but um, I don't know. Sometimes it's just me, but I think like Andrew Huberman uses kind of a lot of jargon, um, so it's a little hard to follow everything he's saying. Um, yeah, it just reminded me of a funny video I saw where yeah, it's like people who make 5 times their salary, like a Zoom meeting with 5 guys who make 5 times their salary, and it's just like so many words about just doing better next month. And I've actually been in that situation. I went to um a conference to at Princeton, uh, and it's because I was associated with a different college organization, and our group was invited to go to this conference because it's just about like op- open talking. And honestly, speaking to some of the other students there, speaking to not so much the professors, but mostly the students, it was just like, what is this guy even trying to say? Like his vocabulary is so maybe so advanced to the point where it just actually doesn't even mean anything. Like I'm trying to have like a regular conversation. Oh, like what's school like? At Princeton, and like what are you studying? How did you get into this? And then he was just like kind of it was hard to understand this guy. Um because it wasn't like he was like kind of I don't know. It felt like it was dodging the question a little bit. Um how did I get to this topic? So yeah, anyway, jargon and Andrew Huberman speaking jargon. Okay, so yeah, sometimes speaking very simply and straightforward and easy and like getting to the point, because a lot of the fancy words we use don't add any substance. They're just like adjectives mostly. You can't get like fancier nouns, right? But yeah, and then these fancier words just kind of like it's just glitter. It's kind of annoying. But maybe I'm just talking from the stupid end of town. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about just kind of. Well, I don't want to talk about a talk that I've not listened to. It's 3 hours, but I could dedicate that time. It's good work. Um, okay, what can I talk about? Well, okay, I can say for sure that Dr. Kanolik, Alok Kanoja is um anyway, Dr. K always talks about very similar things with regards to mental health, with regards to addiction, negative thought patterns. And I think what it comes down to is it boils down to doing something. He recently published a video on how the content that we watch, at least like the people who want to find self-help content, is that people who like kind of just stick to self-help content, but they don't actually do anything with their life, like with changing or implementing the things that they're learning. Because it's hard to. Is this all the self-help is just not that clear, and you have to sign up for a program, you have to pay money, and a lot of people don't have those like relationships to actually start practicing, or like those relationships are just too hard or too far gone to the point where it feels like impossible to relate. It's like, okay, it's just a mindset thing, but like, how do you implement a mindset thing? Well, actually, I think it, and Dr. K talks about this a lot, but it starts with awareness. It really starts with awareness, because if you're aware of your own thinking, like this is what I'm thinking right now. And if you can get to that, like this is what I'm thinking, and not be like controlled by it, but actually be like, okay, well, what do I want to think? How do I want to respond to this? I don't want to connect myself to these deep, dark, challenging emotions. But realizing that it's not you, right? It's just like years and years of patterns. The people that you're surrounded by. It becomes so much easier and clearer to understand that. Um, it'll be okay. So yeah. Anyway, what I wanted to say was just like that's really the first step is awareness. Uh, Key awareness in your just the thoughts that you're having, recognizing that it's not me. Like, oh, I am having these such dark thoughts, and like I'm such a bad person, or such is so shameful. It's so embarrassing. Whatever. If you Yeah, I mean, if people can get to the point where it's like, hey, like these thoughts, I don't have to do anything about them. There's not me. Uh, like it's not like something that I feel inclined to act out or be. If you don't want to, right? Because it's maybe it's like something that you might want to do, but it doesn't lead to the life that you want to live. Then that's not something you want to do. And that's the thing a lot with like porn addiction, right? Um, I've been listening. There's a book that was recommended, or not recommended to me to listen to. One of my mentees listened to it, and his life changed with porn addiction. He just kind of threw it away. It's called the easy peasy method. Easy peasy method. And I've listened to it before, and I'm re-listening to it now. And a lot of the points of it in the beginning is just showing how anything like pornographic, um, masturbation, orgasm becomes something that is like it becomes the need, but it's like a fake need, and it's like a fake promise, but it doesn't achieve anything. It actually just makes things worse, but doesn't really make things worse. It actually is the source of the problem. It becomes the source of the problem. It's basically like it attributes a lot to like making porn is the way it's like the release is so short and feels so, but then the anxiety around it is what it's also causing. But we are only focused on this like short release when orgasm, or the dopamine hit when choosing the porn video, that the anxiety that's before and after is actually made worse by this like one moment of like release. But it's not even like good release. It's like, yeah, it's like it becomes your normal. And so like the example that they use that's coming to the top of my head is like tying your shoe really tight, and then like just for the feeling of like taking it off for like 10 seconds, like, oh my gosh. And then you're like putting it back on again. And it's like something that it's really anyway, it's made really clear. And it's like the effects that porn has, and that there's actually nothing good that comes from it. And it's funny, there's a chapter, it's like, okay, the positive effects of porn. Silence. And then it's like chapter 10 or chapter 11, something. And no, chapter 11. Anyway, doesn't matter. Chapter 11, silence. Okay, chapter 12. Blah 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 blah. And anyway, it's really interesting. And it's not something that's like, it actually completely doesn't downplay like porn. It's an addiction. And like the way that you release it, it's just there's nothing good about it. Like, if you're addicted to porn, but you stay away from drugs, why do you stay away from drugs? It's because there's a point of no return, right? Like, and we've been brainwashed by society to think that porn is okay. It's more okay than drugs, but really it does the same thing. And actually, when you can kind of get to the point, it's like, this is what it is. It's free, it's readily available, it's sure, but like you're not actually doing anything positive for yourself. To live a more full life, more full relationships, it's just not not the thing you should do if you want to do that. It takes you away. Yeah, that's just kind of like what I wanted to say, I guess. But I feel I can relate to the idea that like anytime I've given a talk about this at like, high school workshops or even young adult workshops, or yeah. And then like, we have a slide that just says masturbation. And or we talk about porn, or we talk about the sexual organs. People, I'm sure, I don't know if, yeah, but it's just like it's society's like a custom. We don't know where to put our hands. Like, stay cool, 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 stay cool. Like some people like adjust themselves, or just like, or no, actually nobody moves. Nobody adjusts themselves. Everyone becomes hyper aware of their movement, and it's one of the funnier things to see, because you can realize like, yeah, this topic isn't talked about at all. And if it's talked about, it's usually in a negative light. I mean, it's been brought up a lot, but like the ads on YouTube or Instagram are just like weirdly sexual. That's like kids too. Like people, I know there's parents who've gotten real mad because on YouTube Kids, the Kids app, there were ads that were sexualizing characters from Roblox, Minecraft, I don't know, just people, right? It's like really interesting to see that's what's happening, and then YouTube's expecting us to be okay, or like AI, all this AI slop. That occasionally there's like this one clip where there's something sexual, something revealing going on, and I mean, ad blocker is great. I don't mind ad blocker. But people who make money from ads, I guess they're mad. but it just doesn't really, like, YouTube can't do two things at once, and I think it's just a lack of integrity that comes from, these big companies. Like, what do they really stand for? They stood for something in the beginning, but now what? Doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. So, yes. I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of this double standard of living. It's really tiring. There's no way to just kind of be just okay with, like, what's going on. Right? Especially with everything with the Epstein files. Think about it. We expected these political leaders, we expected these celebrities to live at least decent lives. And then there's this whole these shenanigans, to put it easily, going on in the background. We don't know what's true or not anymore. And so, like, there's this it's a logical fallacy. It's ad hominem. Actually, I wanted to study logical fallacies. Ad hominem, or what's the other one? Ad hominem is when you yeah, okay. I was right. So it discredits someone's character, and therefore you discredit their argument. And it's a logical fallacy because, right, like, someone can say something and it could be very true, but the proponent, the argument against that is like, oh, but you don't do that yourself. Oh, wait, that's a little different. It's more like, yeah, but yeah, yeah, circumstantial, hypocritical. Okay, hypocritical. That's also true. Um, yeah, but you attack a person's character, like, oh yeah, but your marriage sucks. So, like, why would I listen to your views about anything? Yeah. Climate change. Uh, another, anything like that. And so, um, like, logically it does make sense, but emotionally it connects, right? That's why, like, people do kind of get flustered. Um, but yeah, if someone can just kind of stay grounded, it's like, wait, that has nothing to do with each other. Like, sure, yeah, I have more practice. I have more. It helps if the person is humble. It's like, actually, this is something I'm learning too. Blah blah blah. Now it gets to the certain point, right, where, like I mentioned with the Epstein files, it's like we expected these politicians, these leaders, these celebrities to live at least decent lives, right? Like, how can celebrities who are in such a position to be, well, liked but also hated by a lot of people, at least a lot of, like, they're famous, right? And a lot of people want that. A lot of people don't want that. Or they're rich. A lot of people want that. Some people don't really need it. But they have these extravagant lifestyles, and yet why do they have all these shadows, all these disgusting things? And now that these things are coming out, it's like they're losing credibility. And it's not just losing, like, credibility or reputation, but it's more like, we just can't trust that. They're hiding stuff from us. And so they're not necessarily making any arguments, like, in a logical sense, but where just their entire positions, like, they could be right about it, but we don't care because they're in the Epstein files. We don't care what you say, right? And that's just what Shadows does. Like, being such a liar for that long, not keeping your word, that's the quickest way to lose any faith, trust in somebody. And just imagine like what you have in your own life. The shadows that we have, the little things, even if it's like tiny in your perspective. Well, actually, it's probably not so tiny in your perspective. Usually, shadows are pretty big, and we hide them for a reason. If it's like a tiny thing, maybe to someone else, but if it's a tiny thing, then it wouldn't be hard to really kind of keep. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's something that can really be a huge issue when it comes to getting living a life that you really want to live. So, yeah, I mean, for example, I mean, it can be relationships, it can be bad habit, it can be a belief, or I guess a lack of belief. Like if you're religious, but you have like this one doubt in your head, and the main thing, the main thing is that when like a shadow is at its like the shadow, its power is held in its secrecy. If you hide it, if you keep it from going around, then it gets more power. And it's not something you necessarily think about all the time, but it comes up a lot, and you're intentionally hiding it from other people. Um, you do a couple things, right? You like, oh, if they knew about this, then I'd be in trouble, or I'd be looked at weird, or they'd tell me off. It's annoying, so I don't want to tell them about it. I mean, that's one thing. But then, like, you find yourself putting on a mask in front of certain people, taking it off, and maybe even putting on a different mask in front of other people. But if there's even one mask that you got to put on, it's like it's really tiring and really sad. Um, shows you can't trust these people in your life, and in one sense, it's good to have boundaries, but it's also like just you know it really sucks because maybe that those people really want to love you, and they can't because they don't see the full you. And it really hurts because relationships are hard because it's a two-way street. Relationships are a two-way street. So someone wants to invest, but the other person doesn't really want to invest because they're scared or they're frightened or they've been hurt. You go out, any one of those or all of them. What can you do? Can't do it. You can't control other people. So yeah, yeah. Okay, so I am losing. Why did I do that? Okay. I don't think I can fit that. That's a little different from what I wanted. I really want to play that one Tetris game. It's like, what is it called? It's the VR Tetris. I just got a notification. Oh, you can't see. Haha, sucks to be you. I'm just kidding. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that's probably better. I think the more you play, the more you get better. By me, you, I mean me. Oh, that's limiting. This is actually a thing. How did I get myself in this position? And you're probably asking, how can someone suck at Tetris so much? And I'd probably answer, I don't know. I just like to represent, you know what I'm saying? Not everyone can be good at everything, okay? Ah. Oh my gosh. what am I doing? The blue piece. How did I get that? Wait, how did I miss that? Frick. Kinda locked in, yeah? Should have been locked in from the beginning. There's a lot of blue pieces here. It's not such a beautiful sight. My level took a long time. Okay. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired. I'm reading the title. What should I even talk about? And it's hard to talk when you're playing games. I don't know how some people do it. Really. So sometimes, do you forget to like hold your breath, or when you're like really focused on something, right? Actually, I want to do that. Blocking myself off a little bit. That's strategic, because then I can actually do what I really need to do, which is wait for one piece while I'm building. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I'm risking it. I'm going all in. I don't like how I did that. Okay. Well, this never-ending mode is never-ending, so I'm a little tired of it. Okay. Yeah, Tetris is a fun game. Tetris is a fun game. I think what okay. Playing Tetris is fun and all, but actually I wanted to address something really quickly that relates to life about Tetris. Gosh, I don't want to be one of those old guys who those unks who just kind of incorporates life lessons through everything. But I feel like that's just part of my job. What am I supposed to do? Anyway, have fun, bro. It doesn't matter how good you are. Just have fun. Make mistakes. Get better. Learn what's limiting you. Gosh, you just people are fast because they play a lot. People are good at doing things because they do it a lot. Nobody in the history of ever got a kickflip on their first try skateboarding. I don't know. I'm just thinking like classic trick that requires a lot of practice, a lot of foundation. So no brand new skater who's picking up their first Walmart board is gonna their first board ever from Walmart is going to land a kickflip their first try. And if they do, show me a video. Because they don't even know how to ride it. Yeah. Anyway, I just a kickflip or whatever, any trick. It takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of falling. And I think that's fundamental rule of skateboarding, actually, is learning how to fall correctly, learning how to fall well. And so, learning how to fail really well, learning how to make mistakes, but not just like mistakes that like hurt other people. Like, don't like, it's not a justification to hurt other people. Because that's not a mistake. That's just reckless living. That's just like living in a way that's just terrible. There's terrible living, and then there's actually trying to learn something and making mistakes. Know the difference. Be the difference. Fight for something you got to make clear. And I just have to say, you know what? I should be more open about religion and about God, about that. I'll attract a very specific crowd. And that's what I want. That's what I need. Amen. But I'm not your ordinary Christian. You see, I believe there's truth in all religions. We gotta be united in our love for God, or our love for the truth, our seeking of truth. People can seek truth in different ways. That's fine. But we come to the ultimate conclusion that the truth is in love, I believe. These Abrahamic faiths are basically just brothers who are finding their own way, fighting each other. And it's really sad to see that there's so much fighting for really like kind of what is the overall purpose of religion? Like if you think about like the overarching purpose of religion, like what is it? You can't just say like, the people who I started this religion, like the people who had the faith in religion, or kind of like this discovered more deep, I don't know, like truth. Like, what's the purpose, dude? What's the reason religion is so like, it's, people crush on it, people rely on it, people build communities based on religion. And you have to think, like, what's the purpose? What is the goal? You know, religion is such a big part of history. Some of the darkest times, some of the brightest times. Um, well, hold on. Can I give an example of a bright time in history that because religion was a center? That's crazy. Actually, I've never thought about that. Like a bright time in history. Yeah, I can see why people think religion is evil. Just because I can't come with just because I can't come up with any examples doesn't mean I don't think it's maybe religion is just an evil thing, but it teaches us to be good. Maybe it's just people can't implement it because we don't know how to do it. Because some of the things that we're trying to do are too hard. It's too hard without help, without the actual like person who really can do it and like actually like figure it out. Like, hey guys, this is the secret. This is the way to do it. I mean, yeah, we're trying our best, and I don't think but like overarching, like people who have the power, like who have the power of the influence. It just doesn't work so easy like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not so easy. Um, it's giving me a lot of ideas. I like doing this. But okay, if you're trying to quit an addiction, or if you're trying to find a community, this is High Noon High School. Just for anyone who's coming in now, High Noon High School is a place where, well, anyway, it's the High Noon's ministry for high schoolers, and I'm in charge of it. And half the time, I feel like I know what to do, and the other time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel like there's just so many things that I want to say and do, or like a lot of different things that I want to try, and either it's hard to follow through because I'm scared. High schoolers are scary, man. I used to be scared of high schoolers for a totally different reason. And middle school, high schoolers were like these huge dudes who are like, God, these are adults. These are the unks. And then I was in high school and I felt like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then now as an adult, I'm looking back on high school. I'm like, geez, first of all, I was such a kid. Second, I'm scared of them now because am I scared of them? I don't want to be judged by them. Or it's like hard to connect. Like, what are they thinking? It's just like so much more simple, and but it's like such a hard time in life. Like genuinely, it's really difficult to be in high school. Genuinely. Not to be in high school, but to be that age. There's a lot of new things that you're worried about, and things that if you were raised less than optimally, it becomes hard to talk about certain many things with your parents, or the things you talk about with your parents are very different from the way you talk about things with your school friends. Um, and it's just it's a hard time because a lot of new things, a lot of new emotions, or just puberty being new. Um, we're not really taught how to handle these things, and so that our fears manifest and they turn into negative thoughts. Our fears manifest. Our fears turn into manifest through negative thinking, negative thoughts, kind of like worry. What are people thinking about me? And then there's solace that's found either in anime or maybe relationships or porn or other bad habits, drugs, um, workaholicism, finding status and being the best student, succumbing to pressure and becoming depressed. I mean, that happens in high school. And it's just like, these things happen, but without proper help and guidance and really just like communication. Also in high school, yeah, like you don't know how to communicate. Most kids don't know how to communicate. Even like those debate kids, they don't talk about their feelings. They talk about just facts. They don't associate their feelings with facts, and it becomes probably harder to articulate very clearly, like just how you're doing emotionally. At least for guys, mostly. At least in my experience, I can't say I can't generalize too much, but I just like how was school today? It was good, and then I'm in my room, and then I'm struggling. Video game addiction, porn addiction, self help addiction. So, um, self help addiction is a thing too. So, yeah. You know what's big business is food reviewers in Japan. Big business, or I don't know actually how many food reviewers there are, but they come out a bunch. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So, hiccups are like some of the worst. Okay, I just changed my title midstream. Does it work? Like on Twitch. Oh my gosh, there's too many people streaming. I want to know how to change these tags. Hassan. $33,000, bro. XQC 20,000. Feinberg 3K. It's playing ads. Squeaks. I rarely watch other streamers. I don't know what to learn from them. There's a lot of gaming streamers, but maybe like live. Maybe I should check that out. See what they do. Just talk about. I don't know. Would you agree that high school is a confusing time? I want to talk about that. Need someone to talk to, please. I don't like that chest. Let me get rid of it. Appreciate you, Yoshi. I'm lagging, like really hard.
I can't wait. Oh, Charmander. Hi. You have a moment? Sure.
Chat is such a...
Oh my god, wait, there's a fire! I don't give a shit. I actually don't give a shit. Let me lead the way. Oh my god!
How does Hassan have
Communiques to say
50,000?
şerefsizler.
Oh, because he's political?
I guess Turks do it too sometimes. Yeah, şerefsiz means dishonorable. But like, but it's like
He's talking about big
it
news.
gets lost in translation. It's like a rough way to say it. You know what I mean? It's like it has a Aga adamlar küfür edecek yakında. Yeah. This is almost the equivalent of like cursing off the other country, basically, like saying fuck them. Is Turkic an ethno-linguistic group because Turks and Kurds or Iranians are closer genetically than, say, Turks and Kazakhs, despite both of them being Turkic? I don't know.
Bize karşı bu terör aktını töredenler pişman olacaklar.
Those who did this terrorism against us will regret it. Yeah, no other head of state besides me has visited any Iranian embassy. To fail to appreciate this, to disregard it, to show themselves as lowly ingrates.
Yeah, he's a political
lowly
channel.
ingrates like this brings honor to no one. These dishonorable people who...
I can understand why that has a lot of views, because he has like he is a cult brand in a sense. People who follow Hassan, follow follow him, right? Follow his views. He talks about pretty controversial things, I hear. People kind of forgot about him shocking his dog. New game, just chatting. There's like a lot of sketchy channels here, I think. So there's like IRL streaming, Iron Mouse, Latino. Really? I didn't know that. I don't know why I would, but yeah. I wonder what these people are talking about. What the freak? Someone's just sleeping. I have a feeling that like many of these people don't really talk about anything substantial. Are there like pages or you just have to keep scrolling? And does it filter by or sort by viewers? 130, 2,500. Dude, how did anyone find me? Okay. Anyway, I think high school, even just young adulthood, is a confusing time because look at all this different content. Look at all of this. Right, many of it sexual. You have so many, right, anime girls. You have like girls showing so much cleavage. Just like, yeah, I mean, like paranormal investigations. Okay, that's 60 views. Right. You have like political things. I've seen kiss time. Like, what is? Anyway, this is lower. But look at all this like sexualized confusion. Hell, I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed. Yeah, and then we're down in the 30 viewers territory. Gosh, where am I? Am I here? Okay, this is a 1 viewer, 0 viewers. Yeah, social, it's just like kind of people going out. You have other people just like me who are in their rooms. I haven't seen any Japanese streamers, maybe because it's so slow. Someone's straight up watching Breaking Bad. I want to leave this stream. Maybe that's why it's so slow. Gosh. There's a lot of people streaming. It's a lot of people. It's a competitive market, isn't it? Five viewers, 4 viewers. Would I be happy with that many viewers? Okay, I don't think I've seen. I guess I'm not really looking. A lot of them are in Spanish too. Now would be a good time to stream. Evening time, Spanish. There's a Japanese, Chinese. Let's see here. Look at that. Okay. I'm going into the 4 viewers, 3 viewers territory here. Just like, gosh. Two viewers. I wonder how many zero viewer streams there are. Just like me. Is this where we get the weird stuff? Gosh, it's so slow. Korean. I think it's political. Am I getting a call? Well, that was weird. Not weird. Quick story. I got my bike stolen in Japan. I, yeah. So, I just got a call from the police station because you can report your bike stolen. There's numbers, and it's a system. People take their bicycles pretty seriously. So, just got a call from the police station saying, "Hey, we think we found your bike, but we just need some more information." And so they're going to come and ask us some questions about where exactly it was when it got stolen. And yeah, anyway, pretty cool. Pretty happy about that because I was about to go buy a new bike. And so it depends on how long it'll take, but I think I'm going to end up buying a new bike anyways. Um, yeah. Anyway, it was we'll see what happens because I might not have to buy a new bike or at all. Okay, still looking through Twitch. Just I don't know, just curious. It's there's a lot going on here. Thick and Sticky Thursday. What the kind of untitled broadcast? Check out this. Dude, some of these Throat Punch Thursday? Playing my favorite small game, Isle of Wee. There's a driver driving. 2 viewers. Omegle just talking. I'm pretty cold, actually, not just talking about it. Okay, but I do have to get going to help and meet up with a police officer, so I think we're just going to end here. Yeah, you just got to talk about some stuff. You have to get popular on Reddit. You can't get popular on Twitch. No way. That's what I'm learning right now. I got really lucky to have these, the viewers that I've had. Really grateful for you guys, actually. But that being said, yeah, I don't. Okay, so are these actually one viewer? I'm going to see to find if either if me or 0 viewers is a possibility. Like, because I see 1 viewer from Twitch, but I don't have any viewers. It's just like a bot. Yeah. People who I think there's certain people who get good on like kind of shout outs on Reddit. There's people who are just straight up famous beforehand who start streaming and people join in. They have a fan base. And yeah, definitely I don't think anyone can get famous through streaming on Twitch or YouTube. It takes a little bit extra. Okay, I gotta get going. But yeah, let's talk later. And then, would you agree that high school is a confusing time? I think I talked a little bit about it. Yeah, no one's gonna find me just because, geez, that's a good kind of open your eye moment. All right, bye bye.